This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Monday. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Yesterday was the start of the NPVA 2014 season. Our Julian Gibson was courtside for all the action, and he is poking fun at me, who tried my best.
There's a reason why the Johnson Lady Truckers got off to a slow start yesterday. Their star player, Kelsey Johnson, she had to rush from work after getting warmed up. Boy, it was all business for Lil Sis. In fact, she ran so hot, she needed to cool off. Hey, is that Aqua Pure Water or Chelsea's? The Johnson Lady Truckers would lose the first set 25-21, but they came back to win the second set 25-16. In the third set, the Vixens won 25-21. In the fourth set, the Johnson Lady Truckers went to work. They would win 25-19. Now in the fifth and deciding set, the Johnson Lady Truckers, boy, they would go on to win that set 15-5 to win the match.
This is a perfect start to a season because we've never really beaten the Vixens on a season opener, and basically even in championship they've swept us three straight games. So I mean, they tell us practice makes perfect, but we didn't even practice, so we feel really good to know that we came out, beat the defending champions in 5 sets. And if you look at the fifth set score, I think it was 15-5, so it's really a motivating force for us.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
In the men's feature match, the defending champions, the Scotiabank Defenders, defeated the Technicians in 5 sets. The goal for the champs this year is still the same: to win it all.
Our mindset is to go one game at a time, but to reclaim and rehold our title as champions.
And this something new for you athletes. There are some new doping laws. Our Charles Fisher educates us on this very important matter.
The International Standard for Testing has been renamed International Standard for Testing and Investigations, with numerous rule changes. There are some with 4-year bans. Cheating involving doping substances such as steroid, growth hormones, and blood transfusions. Helping a person, the same. Refusal or evading to take a test, the same, 4 years. Association with a coach, doctor, physiotherapist who have been found guilty could be hit with a 2-year ban. The same for whereabouts violations. A lot of info, says Delton Doc Bain.
There's a lot to look at. You know, I went online and saw some stuff, but not officially yet. Yeah, but I know I just try to tell everybody who I come in contact with, especially the athletes, to be very careful. Do not take anything except you check with your physician and definitely with your coaches.
Track official and pharmacist Laura Pratt-Charlton indicating that the pharmacies and the Bahamas Anti-Doping Commission is now working together to better educate everyone.
We have actually trying to implement a program with them where we will display on our windows a sign that simply says to persons, if you are an athlete, before you purchase anything over the counter, please see the pharmacist. So the pharmacist now will be armed with that information to tell them what it is they can and cannot take and where they can get the information that's necessary as it relates to prohibited drugs and their particular sport.
Another major area of concern for the World Anti-Doping Agency and the IAAF is
the steroidal inhalers. Persons have to be very careful with them. And it's different from sport to sport. Certain things that are prohibited in one sport is okay in another or in different quantities.
So it all falls on the athletes, coaches, and doctors.
When you go into the physician's office, be sure to let the physician know that you are an athlete, because they too would be prepared to recommend or prescribe items that would not be prohibited. But in the event that you have to be prescribed medication that is on the ban list, there's a TUE form, therapeutic use exemption form, that you must fill out in advance of competition, and then the IAAF will then look at it and decide whether or not they will allow you to use that product.
They keep adding new stuff, and that's about it. You just got to keep checking to make sure, stay current, to make sure you stay on the safe side of everything. But other than that, before you take any drugs at all, whether it's over the counter or prescription, you definitely have to check with your physician, and especially the coaches and the physician that deals with the sports program.
You can log on to the IAAF website to view all the new prohibited substances. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
And come Thursday will be the start of the first ever Rock Sound King Eric Gibson Sailing Legend Class C Regatta. Deputy Chairman Marco Baffel spoke to our Julian Gibson about the event.
It's going to be a splash, I can guarantee you that. Wednesday we're going to have the boats leave from Nassau to come into Rock Sound on Thursday. Then we're going to have our welcome party at Club 9 Grand and Green Castle Thursday night from 7 to 9. And then afterwards we're going to finish things off at the Rock Sound Homecoming site where everything is going to go down. Then after we're going to have something on Friday. We're going to start the sailing from Friday morning, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, all through Friday day. We're going to have things like online experiences like the Ugly Man contest, watermelon contest, little egg and spoon races, little sock races, everything you can name, with island type vibe, Saturday we're going to do the same thing with the sailing. We always talk about what our community could do for us, but it's not what our community could do for us, but what we could do for our community, and we are really struggling when it comes to economics, you know what I mean? So the economy is going to get a nice boost, the restaurants, the gas stations, the grocery stores, everything you can think of, the taxi cab drivers. So everyone needs to come in on this whole hand in hand and let's move forward.
And finally, in sports, GSSA boss Kevin KJ Johnson expects to have a productive 2014 season.
This is the new GSSA. In years past, a lot of the principals were not heavily involved in the day-to-day decision. They are the member schools. They pay the dues. So of last year, we made them responsible of all their schools. The principals have the right to say yay or nay. Principal Association is the parent body of the GSSA, so whatever decision we make as a body, once they approve it, it's all good.
And that will do it for sports. I'm Kelsey Johnson.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.